Welcome, guys. I'm here today, Leviticus, and we are here today for another interview, yet another interview, DizGeneration. And for those of you that are listening, this is our fourth interview. Just to go over DizGeneration. DizGeneration inspires all by shining the light on the stars of today and tomorrow. So that's what DizGeneration is. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and YouTube for updates. Not follow, subscribe on YouTube. And you can follow us on Facebook too. So, without further ado, I'm Leviticus, and I'm here with my guy, Rapha.
What's
How
up,
you
people?
doing,
How you
bro?
doing?
Yes.
I've been good, bro. How you
It's
been?
good to see you, man.
Yeah, how you been?
Yeah, you know what? I've been good now. I'm trying to think how we could start actually. To begin with, I met you at Greenwich, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I tell the story, I was in Greenwich just working, doing my thing, and I saw Rapha with your team in Greenwich by the Cutty Sark, and you was doing some fundraising and awareness, wasn't you?
Yeah, at the time, yeah.
Yeah. How, you know what I mean? How was that?
So,
Still doing it, bro?
yeah, still doing it, going strong. Trying to change the world in whatever way we can.
Yeah.
What would you like to know? Yeah, like.
I mean, in terms of like, you know, like when I met you, and you know, the thing is, I see a lot of people do like fundraising and awareness there.
Yeah.
But the thing that I noticed about you guys that was different, when I went past, you guys were a lot more inviting in terms of like inviting me to want to know more, because I noticed that, and one thing, it can be quite like quite repetitive, like, hey, how you doing? But your approach was different, and that's what I liked, and that's what wanted me to know more.
Well, the thing
You
is,
know?
in fundraising, as an aspect itself, it's a very tough job. Alright, I've come from a background of working for charities, and obviously when it was direct debits, it was kind of strenuous in the streets, especially coming to the winter period. For the organisation that we're working for, that I created, we kind of changed up the concept of fundraising in a sense. We're not just there to get contributions, we're there to get more, create awareness, get people to actually follow the page itself and see what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
If they choose to donate, then it's down to them. But the prospect of it is about each one teach one, and that's the direction we're dealing with. For us, obviously, we're not technically a charity. We're a social enterprise, we're a youth organisation, and what we're trying to do initially is change the world in our own way through training and development. The organisation for you guys is Perception to Life. What we're trying to do initially is make youth perceive life the way they're supposed to for training and development. Most full life skills. I initiated it last year on the 5th of November when there was a lot of stabbings happening in London.
Okay.
The prospect of it was an idea. I didn't think it was gonna blow so quick, but what our main aim was to try and do was get people thinking. Most of all, active in the community.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up in a stage where there was a lot of people blaming government, blaming the education system, blaming society. But the thing is that as a community, I think we should tackle this situation by doing stuff about it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
First time in history I've ever heard that the UK has had so much knife and gun culture.
Yeah.
And the prospect of it is about how long are we going to stand around and just allow it to happen?
Right.
The youth them already feel that we're not doing nothing, we're not being active, we're not giving nothing back. Most people telling them anything to do. So if they feel in society that they can't create change, then, or they can't, in a sense, nobody's trying to stop them from doing what they're doing in a sense, they're going to have their back against the wall. Right, but now they're pressured in so many different ways. They've had they have a lot of pressure put on their shoulders to be something that they're not, and at the end of the day, no guidance to actually be the person that they're supposed to. So what our main aim is to do is try and bring out that creativity. When we initially started up, there were 2 stabbings in Greenwich, which I thought if it's happening in a Royal Borough, what about the surrounding areas? And you already see London already, crime rates gone past New York. So what we're trying to do initially is use community to benefit youth. Alright, teach them moral self-respect, awareness of the streets, integrate them in practice, skills, sports. but use young people to teach young people. I think in doing so, you buffer out the gap between the older and younger generation.
Yeah.
You create more
Yeah.
of a bond, most of our older brother, like an older sister type of thing.
Yeah.
And you lead them by example.
Yeah.
And that's what we're supposed to be doing as a nation, raising our next generation.
Yeah.
So I
That's
feel
it.
that, yeah.
That's it, because I agree with that, you know. I think, like, me personally, when I was younger, and I was going through certain trouble when I was younger, I think, like, having someone that I could relate to, I listened to them more compared to somebody that maybe was older and couldn't relate to me as such,
Yeah.
because I could relate to what they were going through, and when they were speaking to me, it was like I could really understand where they were coming from, and I could understand from my perspective where they were coming from. So that's why I think that's a good idea what you're saying, having the younger people teach younger people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that idea.
At the same time, it just gets everybody active.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When we were growing up, we grew up in a time where we could play outside, climb trees, ride bikes. You know, most of our older generation were like from the war era, so we had a lot of strict upbringing. You know what I mean? But there was still such a gap between us and the older generation. So what we're trying to do realistically right now is just buffer that. At the same time, they're learning skills that actually benefit them. You know, train them up, get them back into work. What we're trying to do is tackle obviously that social anxiety that 1 in 5 of them apparently are supposed to be having in this day and age. You know, they say it's 1 in 4 people that suffer from mental health in this day and age.
Really?
And that could be from stress, work, everything, lifestyle. It could be the pressure from the system, you know, not being able to pay your bills, or even the living standard, which is roughly what, £7.50.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Realistically, to live, you have to be earning roughly £9.50 an hour to actually be comfortable in a certain respect. But it's hard now. You know?
Some people don't even earn that much.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's the lack of jobs.
Yeah.
At the same time, there's no structured education for the young ones, nobody there to guide them. At the same time, they're seeing us as the older students or the older generation go to university, come out and not get jobs. So the prospect of it is they're looking at it as that, what's the point of spending all that money, coming out getting into debt, and then not having a guaranteed job to actually pay off that debt, or probably just being the same situation that they started off in.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You're learning skills, but how does it realistically benefit your pocket when you hear mommy and daddy crying out, you know, for bills and so forth?
Yeah.
So what we need to do, I feel, as a nation is provide that platform for them to actually be educated and show them in the right direction what they should be. You know what I mean? I think in that way that it might burn their energy, burn that frustration that they have, and channel it in the right direction to actually benefit in the system, benefit in our country, and most of all the people in our community. That's what it's about.
Right. I agree with that. Who do you think is like? Do you think there's anybody like to blame? Do you think that where do you think the root problem is coming from?
I feel, to be honest with you, man, we're all to blame. Alright, we can blame government, we can blame community, we can blame society, we can blame education system, but the most we can do to change realistically anything is change policy when it comes to governmental aspects, if it's possible. But what we can do is change ourselves. So we have to change, first of all, is our mindset, thinking that we can't do nothing, thinking that we can't create change, thinking that we can't be the people that we are. Then we have to change the aspect of doing.
Right.
Going out there and showing these young youth,
Taking
this is
action.
what you can, What's the point of talking about it and not acting? Man, how long have we grown up with that, man? Come on, like.
All talk.
All talk, no action.
Yeah.
And
Nothing
for me,
to back it.
it's about your word and your balls, and unfortunately, sorry about that, but it's true. But it's true, and you don't break none. You know what I mean? You go out there 100% with the determination, and you just tackle the world as much as possible. You know what I mean? Even for us, we're gonna have so many challenges. We've had so many challenges as well. Yesterday we donated to Brixton Soup Kitchen, which was very amazing.
How was that? Brixton Soup Kitchen, yeah.
What can I say, man?
Past, like, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah.
You hit me up wherever you feel fit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Brixton Soup Kitchen was amazing, man. For us is that we try and tackle and focus on youth organisation, homeless organizations that are actually making a massive impact in the community. Most of us struggling in their own way in terms of whether it's finances, donations, and we go to the people to try and get support to actually give back to those communities and give back to those organizations trying to help out the communities. So for us, we've done quite a few jobs. We've helped out with social enterprises, smaller ones. We've given to kids with autism, which was Waggy Tales in Croydon.
Waggy Tales.
Really amazing. We've also helped GLFA, which was in Deptford, part of the library. They were doing after school clubs. We bought like ASR laptops, P kits, rounds, like paints, paintbrushes, classroom utensils for them.
Nice.
It was really good. Also, we've done homeless runs. We met up with Chamberlain, with Oxland. Obviously, he doesn't play for Arsenal no more, but you know, Liverpool, he's doing his thing. Yeah. Made a little donation.
You know, a lot of people, they say, yeah, we're doing this, we're doing that. Okay, so what have you done so far? We're going to do. It's like you're literally telling me like everything you've done.
Yeah.
So it's like you're backing up what you're saying,
bro. It has to be done. It has to be done, bro.
Yeah.
Like I said,
man.
we've done homeless drops. We try whatever way we can. Coming up to a Bricks and Soup Kitchen yesterday, it was a struggle, man. Like any homeless drop is. Organising anything, in a sense, it doesn't, not always well. In some respect, it doesn't always go to plan. So we expected a lot of help, support, and then other means, the van did kind of fell through. We tried to book more, tried to call a whole lot of places. We was getting quotes over £100, and obviously it was last minute, so you know, we couldn't expect much. At the end, we didn't get the jackets that we expected to get. Obviously, we didn't have the van to collect the stock itself, but we just worked within our means. We went to Pool Rats, so thank you guys for supporting. They donated bread to us. We filled up the taxi with that. Close for Causes, based in Greenwich, check them out. They're very beautiful, amazing people. They helped us out as well. We ended up donating wipes, hand sanitizers, hats, scarves. We had loaves of bread. Give a cash donation as well, and just try to help out as much as we can. We met up with Solomon. Like I said, the Bricks and Soup Kitchen, they're doing amazing work in the community, especially in Brixton.
So what do they do exactly, Soup Kitchen?
So what they do, their main aim was to do is tackle homelessness within the local area. On their journey, they've now spread out based on the contributions that they've been getting from the local people, sponsors, vice versa. And they do outreach programs. So they do a lot of support network, trying to get people off the streets, getting them back probably into housing and so forth. They deal with the mental aspect of it as well, because homelessness is a very hard thing to do. They also do the soup kitchen, which they actually feed the homeless around the local area, and they do outreach programs, giving away food, so forth, warm blankets, clothes, and we just try to support as much as possible. Like I said, Solomon is an amazing guy, the family, beautiful, and realistically, all I want them to do is continue changing the world in whatever way, and most will continue inspiring the younger generation, people around them, to actually making a difference in the community.
That's it.
That's what it's about.
I love that. You got a little partnership going on. You work with other companies that's doing like-minded things.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Creating like a synergy.
Well,
it's amazing.
We want initially Perception to Life to be a hub for every youth centre, every activity that's happening in London. So we're not initially coming out there to specifically work by ourselves. We want to work with every other social enterprise, any other charity that's out there that's tackling homelessness and education, and unite them together. It's about all of us come together and solve this problem together. You know what I mean? Stop thinking we're individual brands. You know what I mean? Obviously, you're doing your thing. We're all tackling it in our own individual way, but let's bring that together and solve the problem. Through training, development, education, solving out homelessness, giving back to our community, and rising as a nation. And that's what I feel that we should do.
That's you know. That's
perceive life the way we're supposed to. You know.
If everyone thought like this, instead of thinking, okay, I'm just here for self. I want to get this. I want to get that. If everyone thought how you thought, like you're saying, we need people to work together, like-minded people who have certain skills in this area. If we all come together, we could tackle this problem. If everyone thought like that, that would eliminate, well, not eliminate, but reduce a
It'll
lot of the
do a lot.
problems going on.
You know what I mean?
You know?
I feel as a community that we have so much to offer.
Yeah,
I feel as individuals we have so much to give back, but we don't know the avenues to do so.
yeah,
You know, we see other companies rising up, we see other people doing their thing, and we commend them. But what if we all did it?
yeah.
Imagine every single person from the ages of 30 downwards taking one kid underneath their wing, teach them in their mindset an hour in a day. That's all it costs. If you want to do more, then fair enough, do more. But I mean, an hour in your day to give back to our underprivileged youth that might not have that safety network, might not have that parent there to guide them in the right direction, and rely on the system or the education system to do so. And unfortunately, they're failing at it. So like I say, it takes like it said, I should say, it takes a community to rise a nation. And I think that's what we should do.
That's it. I respect that. Okay, so going back a little bit, I wanted to ask you a simple question. So you're CEO. What do you prefer? CEO, entrepreneur, owner, director?
Well, I'm all of the abbreviation, realistically, man.
All of the above.
You can't stick to one thing, man. You be all, man.
All of the above. So
in terms of Perception to Life, I am the founder, I'm the director, whether the CEO. What's up, guys? How you doing? CEO, director, all of it. Realistically, what we're initially to do is change the world in whatever way, bit at a time, baby steps.
right. How did you come up with the name Perception to Life as well? It's a cool name.
Well, the name itself was
Perception to Life.
I was going through a life transition, I should say. As you know, nothing in this life is ever easy. And we do always have our ups and downs. It comes from different angles, whether it's bills, system, money, family. You know what I mean? And I went through a difficult year, especially last year, the year before. So I wanted people to perceive life not only through my vision, but through the vision of their own perception. And like I was going on like most of a spiritual journey, most of a mental journey, a physical journey, and I wanted people to perceive life through my eyesight. So I created an Instagram called Perception to Life, which obviously I started up freelancing, modeling, just doing shoots whenever I can in terms of cultural aspects and vice versa. And that was the name for my initial Instagram. Perception to Life. When I saw the stabbings, cuts in education, a lot of youth centres being shut down, not a lot of guidance and safety net being put in forward for the young ones, let alone us as an older generation. You know, tuition fees 9.2.5. You know, international people 18, 22, and 25, grand to go. By the time you come out, you're in debt. You know what I mean? So I decided, you know what? Allow the young youth to perceive life in the right way. Youth of today and tomorrow. So I called it Perception to Life. Youth of today and tomorrow. So
I love that. I love that.
That's where the name comes from.
So I wanted to also ask, because you touched on young people earlier on. What like advice could you give to like young people that's like listening in possibly, that are thinking of becoming entrepreneurs and changing the world like yourself?
Well, first of all, I want to say to you guys, no matter what struggle you're going through, no matter what pressures you're feeling, no matter how much the battle is mentally, physically, believe in yourself. I feel first of all, self-love is the main thing, and there's no other love than loving yourself first. Alright, we're not really told or taught to love ourselves, you know, whether we come from broken homes or not. You know, the prospect of it is that love the people that are around you. Just understand that you're not alone in the world. There's people around you that you might not even think of that are going through the same thing as you, or maybe even worse off. And no matter what you put in your mind and your heart, do it. Alright? Do it in a positive way, do it with a true intention. Believe in yourself, believe in the integrity. Most of all, know first of all that life is hard, but you can make it easy. Alright, without hard work, dedication, I wouldn't have been the person that I am today. Without falling, I wouldn't have been able to rise up as high as I am today. So just understanding this world that you will go through the struggles, but it's about perseverance, determination, drive, and whatever, like I said to you, whatever you believe in, create, change the world. Make sure that it renders onto the people, gives back in some way or another. And trust me, the rewards, it might not just be money, man. it doesn't have to be money. It's about helping out, and that's the reward I get from doing it. You know what I mean? Anything else that comes underneath that is a blessing. But like I said to you, believe in the people around you. Know that there's people out there that you will find out have been through the same struggle as you, but it's about unifying. Without unity, you know what I mean, there's nothing. And like they say, teamwork makes the dream work, and so shut it down.
Yeah. So what like do you think about also in terms of, because you're not actually a charity organisation, are you?
We later down most likely register as a charity.
Okay.
But I wanted it to be an organisation, whether it's a business organisation, vice versa, but I wanted it to be an organisation that gives back. I wanted it to be a social enterprise, something that people see that the contributions are actually making a massive impact in the community. It might be something small, but we're showing that with the community behind our back, without the people, we would not be here. And we can actually create change together. So like I say, I might be one raindrop, but if we all drop together, we'll make a little tidal wave, or maybe a big one to wash the problem away, and that's what it's about, unity and community.
That's it. You know what, as well, I've just noticed that you're such a good talker as well. Like, you're the way you structure your words, you know, and I've also seen you like in Greenwich that time, and not even just talking to me, I saw you talk to other people, and your approach was just really, it was genuine.
Yeah.
You know, good conversation, and people were stopping.
Bro, in life you just have to be organic and real, man.
Yeah.
You know, I did find when I was working in charity that when you are stopping people, you do feel like you have to put on a persona.
Yeah.
You know, and with my organisation, because I hold it so close to my heart, I believe it. You just have to be as real as it is. It's a real situation that's affecting real people. It's affecting our next generation. Most of all, they're killing themselves out, and it's sickening to see. It's upsetting to know that in 2018, with all that our parents went through, whether through slavery, whether through systemization, coming over here, Windrush, vice versa, making something for themselves, and all our young youth are doing is realistically diminishing that. They're showing that like they're nothing more than bottom feeders. They're nothing more than a slave. And realistically, we're kings and queens, man. So that's what we're supposed to be teaching our youth then, to be kings and queens. Respect yourself, morals, self-respect, awareness of the streets, integrate them with practice skills. You know what I mean? Push them and drive them forward. Show them that the possibility is given to them. You know what I mean? If they go out there and seek it. Nothing is ever given on a plate. It's never ever a silver spoon or gold plated. And you might not come from that stature. But who says that you can't achieve that? Who says that you can't be that next entrepreneur? Who says that you can't be that next lawyer or that you know, that banker or investment banker? Who says you can't work in Canary Wharf? You know what I mean? But like I said, the youth them don't want to be told what to do. So you can't think about the most conventional way of educating them. Through internet, media, TV, they're being programmed to be older than they are. They feel that hip hop entertainment is the only thing that they can get into, and we're trying to show them that they can become much more.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? So we all come from different paths. Most of us that have gone to university have had the opportunity to go to university. Some of us have taken ourselves to, like myself. But the situation is that you have to come in your mind and understand that you want much more. You want to achieve much more. Right? And it's not going to have money. You're not going to have money slapped on your hands. You're never going to have that situation of it given to you. You have to go out there and work for it. For me, when I worked for what I had to do, I loved it even more. You know what I mean? The way I see it is that I can appreciate it more because I've put in blood, sweat and tears. This is the prospect.
You can see the passion behind it, man. You can definitely see the passion.
And maybe that's probably why I end up good at talking. I don't know how it is. I just let it flow, man. When you're organic, that's what happens.
Because talking about, you know, talking well and the way you structure your words, you was at the Racism Collusion Resistance Conference, and you met Labour MP of Tottenham, David Lammy. And I saw your little well, I don't know if it was small, I saw a short tape of the motivational speech that you done there. How was it meeting David Lammy? How was that?
Well, obviously meeting the MP or anybody in that stature is inspirational, you know what I mean? I know that he's doing a lot. To be in a whole respect, I'm not a man that likes politics in a whole respect. So I do believe that all respect, it is kind of two sides of the same coin. But they do try. I know there's MPs out there trying to do their bit within community, and you have to give them their dues.
Yeah.
I know he's a man himself that is doing quite a lot in Harringay, Tottenham. Trying to implement policies as well. I got to learn about his review as well. Obviously the gang matrix, which is being used by a lot of police officers to engage with young youth, that's actually putting a lot of pressure on them, and most of them making them react to get that aggression, to be arrested, then to be put as part of the judicial system.
Right.
The conference in itself was very educational. I met a lot of people in the community that were giving back in their own way. But I do believe that the structure of the conference itself could have been done better.
Okay.
Especially coming to the end point, I believe that more people that were there working in the community should have been able to voice their own opinion of how we could help out. Because in all respects, I thought it was a conference to see how we could all work together. In a lot of respects, it kind of showed differentiations of, you know, what I'm doing to what you're doing, vice versa. And at the end of it, meeting David Lammy was really good. That was on the Saturday. It was a Saturday. What was it? The Sunday. The Sunday.
Cool.
But obviously he didn't stay that long, so it wasn't a situation where we could actually had that time to actually fully sit down and speak to him.
Yeah.
So it was kind of rushed. I feel like it was the Saturday we met him, but however, one of the days anyway, guys. I did get to speak to him to talk about what I'm trying to do in terms of perception to life.
Right.
If any initiation or any direction towards helping is given, then we'll take whatever we can. But I know that he's a busy man, so when it comes to that.
Did he even like take time? You said he was in a rush. Did he take time to listen?
I had a window of maybe less than a minute to explain what I was doing. So it wasn't time given to understand the full consideration or aspect of what we're trying to do, but I gave my details, my email, vice versa. I haven't heard no word back yet, but like I said,
At least you tried.
we tried.
At least you tried.
We're, you know, as a respect as an organisation, we're not really expecting no help from government itself, or, you know, in that respect, we are expecting most of our help from the people. Because like I said, it's about the people, and they need to be heard. The young people need to be heard, but most we're encouraged to be better.
Right.
So at the end of it, the conference itself, the monitoring group, which were the guys that helped organize it, well, they organized the whole event. They gave me 27 seconds.
You counted as well.
Yeah, well, it was told. I think it was told, oh, you only got 38 seconds or something along the lines. So I was like, don't worry, that's fine for me.
Gosh, wow.
Towards the end, there was a lot of tension. Like I said, a lot of frustration because everybody else were a few individuals were allowed to speak.
Right.
Like I said to you, the people weren't allowed to fully voice their opinion. And the situation was, it created a lot of tension because it was feeling like, wow, you said so much, but what about us, the people? So people got to speak, cut off. And when it came to my point of speaking, which I was the last one, even though my hand was up from the beginning, obviously people that I was working, that I'm working with, which is Ricky Hicks and Sabrina Lizon, they were kind of upset that I wasn't given a window to actually talk.
Yeah.
So they voiced them saying, "Are you not going to let me speak?" They were saying to me that I never had my hand up, vice versa.
Wow.
But either way, they gave me the 37 seconds, and I spoke with my voice, and what came out was a lot of passion.
Yeah. Was that the video that
you saw? That was literally the window that they gave me to speak.
Oh, you know, I was thinking cut it so there's more.
There was no cut, there was no more, there was nothing. There was only a little bit of tension afterwards.
Yeah.
Because there was kind of disbelief in terms of what I'm trying to do. They believed that my approach to dealing with the situation wasn't right and it wouldn't work. Yeah, which was kind of deterrent, but you know, motivates me.
Yeah, motivates you to keep going.
Man, people can put you down all they want, but it just makes me strive to be better.
Yeah, you know, because it's like
prove them wrong.
Yeah, you can prove them wrong, but I'm just thinking, what do they mean by that? Do they? Maybe they're.
Well, my voice was I'm tired of coming to conferences. I'm tired to come to events. That at the end of it, there's a lot of tension. People arguing, not listening to each other.
Right.
I wish was heard. I also came to the point of saying that it's not just about racism no more. It's not just a black issue. You know what I mean? It's about all of us. It's brown kids, it's black kids, it's white kids out there going and being stabbed, carrying weapons, feeling threatened, not having that aspect to be educated in the right way. And what I was saying is about all of us coming together as a community to tackle this problem. Most of all, not focusing just the black community, focusing on all of us, and not just all of us, those individuals that are out there in the community trying to help out in their own way, but also trying to do their own thing. But at the same time, it's about utilizing their skills, their attributes, most of all the background and most of the people that they know, to collaborate together to actually create a change in the community. Most of all, letting them know what perception to life is, which is we're out here trying to use university students, college students to educate youth, lead them in the right direction, moral self-respect, awareness of the streets, integrate them with practice skills, but lead them as the next generation. Right. Give them that safety net where they have protection, people there showing them in the right direction, but giving them the aspect and drive to be confident in themselves, to be anything they want. Perception to life.
My goodness, that is the way you put that together was. I love it. Then an apprentice as a business owner.
I touched on things like that.
Yeah.
But what kind of drove me was more about researching into my own history. Seeing as a man of color, as a man of culture aspect, what our ancestors did. It motivated me, especially me coming from South America. I'm going on. Obviously, my mom showed me the aspects of being educated well, and obviously our history in our country is completely different from other aspects of the world. So it interests me to see what great leaders were there, nations, empires that we created, and it motivated me to understand that I don't have to be a statistic. I don't have to be what a nation or society is telling me to be. So obviously for me growing up, it was very challenging because a chocolate boy with so much knowledge, obviously going to school that was predominantly obviously white, and talking to teachers with the knowledge that I had, it used to frustrate them. And for me, I got sent out of class. I got told that I would never amount to anything. I got put down across my school generation by my teachers, not even by students technically, it was by my teachers, but on top of it, dealing with what I had to deal with outside in the real world. And as a whole, irrespective, could have deterred me from doing a lot, but it motivated me to understanding that, like I said, with hard work and determination, believing in yourself, self-love, you can achieve anything. So there was obviously Black Wall Street, vice versa. So we've done it. Windrush. Look back into history. We've created businesses. We've been owners. Like we've had our own businesses. So I think this is the time now more than ever that we need more young people doing the same thing. Not only to benefit themselves, not only just about monetary, but it's about giving back and making a community. You know what I mean? Making businesses that actually benefit our community, that not only we can buy into, but other people can buy into. We're technically the only generation, or not the only generation, the only set of people that don't buy from ourselves. And it's about us doing so. So realistically, we need more entrepreneurs.
That's it. Do you think, like, because I was having a conversation with with someone the other day about like leaders and young entrepreneurs and leaders in schools. Do you think that like the school curriculum at the moment, do you think it suits this, like, certain people that are younger, like in secondary school, that are leaders, aspiring entrepreneurs? Do you think there's curriculum and courses in the school system to actually encourage more entrepreneurship, potential future leaders?
Look,
in a sense,
as a young person, as a young kid, you're taught that you
your
have to go
hand
to
up.
school, put your hand up
Before you speak.
before you speak, voice your opinion.
Yeah.
You've got so many laws, regulations, vice versa.
Yeah.
As a whole, you debrief all the education, all that you learn from school. You put it down to the baseline of how it's been structured. It's structured to be a businessman, or it's structured to be in the judicial system. To be told what to do, how to do, and follow orders.
Exactly.
So for me, I learned a lot of things from school, but not necessarily just in knowledge. Most of my knowledge that I gained through life was through life experience, through traveling.
Exactly.
Traveling for me made me gain the knowledge that I have now more than anything else, and I encourage any young person to do so. Get out of the country, even for a little bit.
Get out the postcode. Get out the ends.
Get out the ends, man. It's not about postcodes. Forget about this place, man. It's not the only place you could be. The world is massive.
Yeah, explore.
And there's so much to see around the world.
I can imagine you must have learned a lot from exploring the world.
Yeah,
different cultures.
my mum gave me the opportunity to see many things. I'm not saying that we made it out of money or vice versa, but she gave me that safety net to see other things and understand that there's more to life than just me wanting the best Nike or me wanting this, what I see based on what I was seeing through internet media and TV as that age as it was coming through. But she always just told me the basics of respecting the pound and most of all saving and vice versa. My mum taught me that aspect to live. The school system taught me how to kind of deal in this world, but not what the challenges I had to deal with this world. It didn't prepare me for the outside world. It just showed me, okay, this is the shit that I had to do. So it's true. The school system hasn't changed in over 100 years. What's changed, there was maybe a little bit of structure. The most that's changed is probably technology. But it's also given the demise to another generation to see and not be filtered, to being exposed across the world. So now they have no morals, the young ones, they have no structure, they have no classification in themselves. They've been programmed to want more than create. They've been dumbed down to the point of not using creativity, but using, I don't know what their sense of logic is, based on what they're seen and programmed to be. As a society, we've let down the younger generation because as individuals, we're not going back and educating them or helping them or guiding them and showing them this is what we're supposed to be doing. So as a whole, looking around across the border, there's not much that the youth have. Coming out of school, you're not guaranteed to get a job. You're not guaranteed to get into the work that you want to be in. You're not guaranteed to be the person that you want.
Yeah, because jobs are
Scarce.
Yeah, there you go.
From the ages of 25 downwards, there's no jobs, so hardly. A lot of us are coming out of uni, like I was saying before, not getting jobs. So the younger young generation are seeing this and they're thinking quick money. Because that's what's being advertised through them. Shown on the TV, hip hop videos, drill music, vice versa. Yeah. So now what they're thinking to do is that, oh, I don't need to be a doctor no more. I don't need to work hard to make money. I can make a music video, get 1,000 or whatever views, it bangs, and
that's it.
Here we are. You know what I mean? The young youths have been programmed to become entertainers. And I feel that's all that they're being shown that can be offered to them. We need to show them that there's more.
Doctors, lawyers,
barristers, whatever they want to be that can benefit society. Whatever they see on TV, they can choose to be that is benefit society. Like music's good, but what's the point of drill music? Talking about how you're stabbing up guys, and why are you talking about how you're inspiring another youth? Why are you talking about how hard you had to work through to aspire to become the entrepreneur that you are? You know what I mean? Be business owners, not just entertainers.
Yeah, because you know the thing is about putting that on the internet is that, like, some of these drill rappers, obviously, hopefully some of they make it, but when they get older and it's still on the internet and their children are asking, hey dad, what did you do when you was younger? Just put on that YouTube video of them with the mask, the drill music, and showing the children.
Think about it, like,
good look.
What? Like, look, don't get me wrong. Like, I do listen to hip hop. I do listen to some type of drill. I'm not really entwined with the UK hip hop in that respect are more obviously American entwined in it. But I used to listen to all the man, all the hype, vice versa. But I came to a stage of my life is just like all this does makes me hype, it makes me aggressive, and I want to go out there and do something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was like, I don't need to be in that mindset.
Yeah.
And realistically, music is so influential. You know what I mean? And the prospect of it is that what we're supposed to be doing as young individuals is showing the young youth that they can become better, inspired them through music, become real artists. You know what I mean? Look back in the days, like you look at the hip hop scene, you look about any form of music, it was classy, it was respectful at the same time, but you could listen to it anytime, anywhere. You go back to things like reggae, it's just like, it showed people how to get unified.
Yeah.
It showed like I was coming from a tight place, but you know what? We're creating something beautiful out of it. You know what I mean? It talked about aspects of the government. It was about oppression,
Problems
you know
in
what I mean?
society.
Slavery, problems in society, and how to get out of it. And it was a soul music. You understand me? Now in this day and age, it's just about, okay, I understand that you're going through hard times. I know you've been in a bad situation, or maybe all you've had to do is be on the streets. But show them how you've become the person you are now. You know what I mean? I believe in this day and age, there's not enough people that have come from low incomes or broken homes or council flats that have made it, that are coming back into community, that to inspire the youth. And I feel it needs to be done. My aim through Perception to Life is to do that, to give them that platform, so you know what I mean, they can see young people, footballers, or not just footballers, but people out there that have got whether black businesses or businesses itself, and showing the young youths that, you know, there's a money management course, or this is how you get into trade, or this is where it is, you know what I mean? Structure our community, structure our youth, you know, train them to be world leaders. We might be leaving the EU, we don't know what's going to happen. You understand me? And what we're doing, we're just allowing our kids to just kill out their own generation. So who's going to run the country when we will die out?
Exactly, we need some leaders.
Who's going to run the country when we will die out? What? That's what I'm saying, a bunch of angry kids. No, man. Come on, think about this thing logically, man. We can all support, we can all help out, and this is what we need to do.
Yeah, but obviously people like you making a change, so hopefully
I'm trying, man. I'm trying in whatever way I can. It's hard, but like I say, it started off with an idea, and through hard work and dedication, it materialized and turned into fruition the way I expected it to. And I know it's going to be bigger than me. You know what I mean? So the way I see it is that because I'm thinking about something greater than myself, it has to work.
It's gonna work.
You know,
it's gonna work. I can picture you on somewhere like BBC News or like a big talk show. You know, like a caller. I could picture you like in a talk show, kicking knowledge, man. Speaking your mind.
When the time is right, I'll be there. You know what I mean? But for now, it's baby steps. For now, it's baby steps.
Yeah, but you're getting there.
Yeah, getting there, man.
Yeah. Have you got any other like projects coming up, like future projects?
So so far, as of yesterday, like I said, we donated to Brixton Soup Kitchen, which was one of the major projects we were trying to work towards. As of last week, Friday, we've now been initiated to have the building, which is called The Bridge, which is in East Greenwich. Our main focus is on trying to set up classes for January, but obviously it's not technically issues with the risk assessment. We just have to make sure that it's fully safe. You know what I mean? So what our main aim is to do is talk to Greenwich Council, local council, to try and see how they can support in some way. Maybe a minibus to get the youth them home, or drop them off in a safe zone.
Nice.
Especially after the classes or the programs itself, because obviously it's still dark, and that's the major issue major issue by the directors, because right by now is how we guarantee their safety. So talk to local council, local police as well, police station in Lewisham, and maybe see if they can have a patrol just to make sure that the grounds are safe, because it is in a park, which is Pleasant Park, and the building is right in the middle of the park, so this is what it is. Other than that, we're looking to do, we're going to start off with reflection through art classes. That's what the course is called, but it's going to be like expressive art. where we're trying to tackle aspects of anxiety. Hopefully it does tackle aspects of mental health as well. But what we're trying to do is not give them an aspect of therapy. Later down it will happen in that. What we're trying to do is give them expression. So I want them to express their anger, express what they're going through a specific topic being given, and they draw based on that.
Is it like not act like drama? Is it similar to drama class but real life in terms of you mean expressing paper?
It's just to say it's an aspect of, you could say, life art, but more internal art.
Okay.
So it's more about the individual, you as an individual. So you might be suffering from anxiety, depression, vice versa. For me, I believe art and creativity is the best way to express yourself. But most of all, channel a lot of energy. So what we want you to do, if you was to come into our class and say that, we want you to channel that frustration, that anger through art. So we'll give you a topic, say anxiety or anger.
Okay.
And you tell me what it means to you. You draw something, anything you think of. You go through a form of meditation, and you boom, you start drawing.
Okay.
Later down, we're going to be bringing, well, we've already connected with a few artists as well that are willing to come and support, to come down, run a program as well, maybe through the summer, half term, to actually inspire the youth, to show that, you know, I was once here, but like I said,
nice. I like
through
that.
learning the skills, you could be here too. So like I said, I'm getting professional people with talents. I'm getting university students that are studying. I'm getting college students that are inspired or have had the opportunity to become the people that they are, to come back into the community to inspire you. Like I say, it's about each one to each one. Unity and community. So this is what we're
Love
doing.
that idea. Love it, man.
Like I say, where focus goes, energy flows. Well,
Yeah.
you know, Tony Robbins said that. And Eckhart Tolle. Unless, bro. But what I say is continue making life nothing less than success, and it's true where focus does go, energy does flow, and we wouldn't have been here without it. So
Nice. You read a lot of books, don't you?
quite a bit.
Yeah, I can tell.
Look at a lot of documentaries, read quite a bit. Yeah.
That's good, man.
So
Love that.
you have to, you know, you have to self-teach yourself. You know, education never stops. It's an everyday process. You learn from other people. You learn from walking out your house every day, waking up in the morning. So yeah, most of I learned from is from young people. They teach me so much about not forgetting that young aspect in myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not all about the pressures in the world. It's about you having fun. You know, sometimes being a child.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like through the pressures of the system, we forget about being that. You know what I mean? And this is what we need to bring out, that childlike sense of understanding, caring, giving back. When we were younger, we were climbing trees, riding bikes, man. I mean, we had so much to do that we were bored. So, yeah, right now is us giving them that platform. So,
Respect. Love that. Respect, man.
Here we at.
Wicked.
Yeah, man.
So now it's that time. Smoothie of the day. So are you into smoothies, by the way?
Yeah, I'm into smoothies, bro.
Yeah, cool. So I made.
And that.
Yeah, I love my smoothies, man. Because I remember I got to a point when I was about like 19. I didn't have a Nutra Ninja, but I had a typical blender, cheap blender, and I just thought, let me just make a little juice. I put I put 2 carrots, chopped up carrots, and I put water. Blender just
old school technique.
Blender just went.
Broke up.
Yeah,
Jeez.
Everything with the carrots was all mushed up. It was terrible.
Back in the days, it wasn't the one still.
Nah.
No, because obviously, you know, you had them old blenders that used to make the food matty. It didn't really
old
give
school
the
blenders.
old school things,
Yeah.
and then obviously they upgraded to the bigger ones where when you put inside now, the juice will come out, had the big ass things. But now we got NutriBullets and
Nutra Ninja. So
know what I mean?
yeah, what I did today is I just got a few raspberries, fresh raspberries. Sometimes I use frozen raspberries because they last longer. But I got fresh raspberries, squeezed a bit of lemon, bit of water, blended it up. We got a little raspberry juice.
Saucy.
Raspberries contain vitamins, vitamin C, good for the heart. raspberry juice.
Yeah.
And I'm here with my guy Rapha. Great interview, great interview. Please check out his company Perception to Life and support and donate.
You can find us on Instagram under Perception to Life _youth. Obviously, Perception to Life is my original page, so you can also check out what I do. Do a bit, freelance model, act, run an events company. We're trying to collaborate everything together. Facebook page, Perception to Life. Follow, support. Let's change the world, and just know that where focus goes, energy flows. But it takes a community to rise a nation, and we have to do something now. Alright, it's gonna take our generation realistically to create change. So let's go out there and do it.
That's it. Let's go out and do it.
Thank you, Levi, for having me.
No problem,
It's been
man.
a pleasure.
Yeah, you're cool guy. You're cool guy.
We tried it, bro. We tried. It's been a beautiful interview, though, man.
Yeah, man.
And you're out there inspiring the world. Like I say, continue making life nothing less than success.
Thank you.
And most of all, continue exposing people like myself to showing what we're trying to do in community.
Yeah.
And most of all, what the youth can do to change the world as well.
Exactly. Giving more people information.
That's it, man.
This generation. Peace.
All the best, guys.